Live, 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 live,
What
live.
up? Yo, yo, yo.
I'm always the fastest.
I
What's up,
know, it's
guys?
crazy. Maybe you're closer to the server.
Possibly. New Mexico.
Who
What's up,
knows?
everybody?
What's up? The overlay is loading in there. Hopefully, the viewers are loading in there too.
Oh, yeah.
If you're new, we're going to give you really good feedback. It
Yeah.
might actually, I shouldn't say good because we might give you like negative feedback, but it will be really
Impeccable.
detailed and negative.
Yes. That's
So
true.
if you want
Yes.
to get roasted in a really helpful way, you're in the right spot.
You can get roasted in a surgical, completely thorough, leave no scars behind.
Yes.
Or I guess leave
Might
only
leave
scars
some,
behind.
yeah, only functional scars.
Yes. That's what we do here. But we also give praise to where it's due. So if you guys have really good songs, we'd love to listen to those too, obviously. But we're here to
Yes.
help people out. So we want to hear your music. We are spamming this in the chat, y'all. We've got a wide open queue. Use that link and submit your song, and we'll get you listened to right away. We do this every Friday, and yeah, we can talk about also, I guess, what FastTrack is. But yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, get your tracks in there again. Just so everyone's clear, that link in the chat is our platform that we built, and it includes our submission form for the feedback stream that we're doing here. So all you
hmm
have to do is upload your track and fill out a couple of details. If you have any trouble with that, just let us know in the chat. But that's the best way to get your tracks into our system so they can be broadcast on the stream at high quality, and we can attach ratings to them.
hmm
Once you submit, after we give your review, you'll also get like a follow up email once the VOD is live. So you can click right in the link in your email, go directly to the timestamp in the video where we reviewed you. So if you happen to like submit and then not be here, like it's all good. You'll get to see it
hmm
afterwards. But yeah, so that's our platform that we're using for the stream submission stuff. But we're also building a sort of more comprehensive platform behind that to help you collaborate with your fellow collaborators better.
hmm
So kind of a full service, almost like personal record label experience where you can upload projects and tracks and versions of those tracks. You can get feedback through timestamped comments. You can create tasks for your collaborators or for yourself with deadlines. And there's a whole bunch of other features we're working on, mobile app, some other stuff, potentially some AI features to help you with your release process. So like fuck all the AI stuff for like creative tasks. Like you go be creative, go be an artist, but like you probably don't want to do all of the release and business processes.
hmm
So that's what we're hoping to leverage this AI stuff for
yeah, yeah.
and make it useful. So yeah, that's what we're building. If you're interested in that, it's currently in closed beta and we're testing it with users. So if you want to be part of that group, just like literally hit us up, just ask us, and we'll let you in. You can hit either of us up on our Instagrams or the FastTrack_music one, or our Discord, which we can put a link to in the chat.
Cool.
And just a heads up, the Discord, we also are posting little polls and like threads that for each track that's submitted. So
hmm
people can leave feedback on your track. You can leave feedback on theirs. Maybe it'll be mutual. And yeah, hopefully that also adds some value. So that's the spiel. That's what we're doing.
Spiel.
Anybody in the chat, say hi. Hey,
Maldo,
Meldo, just on
what's
time.
up? How's it
What is
going?
it
First time chatter. If you submit, we will like listen to your song right now.
right now?
We got a wide open queue, man. So if you want expedited feedback right away, let's do it. We'll help you. What's up? It's Friday, bro. It's getting cold over here. How about you?
It's getting chilly. Um, Maldo, do you have music that you're working on or stuff that you've released that you want some feedback on for free?
Yeah.
1
1
a.m. gang
a.m.
here. So where are
Oh
you? Like
shit.
the UK or
Yeah,
something?
are you in the UK? We get a lot of UK people. Let me see this
Nice.
thing. Yeah. But submit that song, people. We got a wide open queue. Whoever can do it first. Germany. I see. You Berlin, where you at? Are you in the what's the
Give us your
southern area?
address.
Bavaria? Yeah, dox yourself. What was it? I had a little trip in Bayreuth a couple years ago. Me and my friends did like a hip hop concert down there. It was crazy. So Germany's cool.
I've been around the
Get your
block
song in.
too.
Yeah. If you need any help figuring out that form, let us know. Um, and yeah, I didn't realize schnitzel was just fried chicken. I thought it was like a sausage, but nah, chicken schnitzel was just fried chicken.
I think I might have
Bremen.
family from there, like a long time ago.
Oh my god, it's a beautiful place.
Crazy.
Bremen. Where is that? Northern. Way north. Okay. Interesting.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm Google mapping. You get your song in?
Yo, yeah, stop chatting. Fucking send us a song.
Yeah, bro, you yapping. You yapping. We want to listen to music. You can yap after. Um, did I send through the link? I'm sure I did. We want to hear what you got cooking. It's coming. All right, cool, cool. Sauerkraut, yeah, the German
Nice.
kimchi. It's really good, actually. I do like myself some sauerkraut.
German kimchi.
Yeah, have you had a Korean kimchi?
I have not. No.
Maldo, you should try it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. If
Nice.
you like sauerkraut, you'll like it. It's just sauerkraut but spicier.
Oh yeah.
So we got six
Um.
people. Maldao, he's working on it. But if you guys are faster, whoever gets in first, we will review your music. So come on through, come on down. We want to listen to it. It's completely free until our queue fills up, and it's not filled up. So you guys, you early birds, get in here.
Yep. Links in the chat there. If you have trouble submitting, just let us know. But
Mm-hmm.
again, we're going to give you really detailed feedback. You'll probably be like, "Wow, why don't the other streams give feedback this detailed or
Mm-hmm.
helpful?" We're not just
Or
going to be
wow,
like,
these
"This
guys
is
are
whack."
assholes. They just totally skewered my track. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but
We try to be constructive. There's a lot of people that just kind of be dismissive, and we don't like that. So
yeah,
we want to try to get you guys improved.
and we've got a whole format down there. So
Y'all,
yes,
if there's any Maldao, you doing okay?
we're so close. I can feel it.
Sure. Um, if you did not enter the track title, that seems to be the biggest mistake that people make. But
You know, we
we
haven't
did
had that
fix
in a
it.
little bit. It's a
We
little
did
bit more
fix it.
visible now. So yeah, we'll have to see.
So yeah, it's nice. Oh, you have had kimchi. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
You are a fermented cabbage connoisseur, I see. Very nice. But yeah, we got six people in here, y'all. Like, we want to hear your music. So as much as we love Maldao and resident yappers, we want to hear music as well. Yap and feedback, as we like to call it. So just send us your music. We want to hear it. How's it going, lads? Tadek MG, it's good, man. Do
Yo.
you have music for us? We'd love to hear it. It's Friday, I got my 4 p.m. coffee. It's 5 p.m. now. I'm ready to get wired and listen to some crazy shit. If you guys got some Brazilian funk, show me, because I've been getting to that lately. That genre is wild.
Interesting.
But yeah, we got a wide open queue. 8 people in the chat. Um, just racing for the submissions here. Use our website there. If you have any trouble, let us know, because we've made this website and people have submitted in the past without any problems. So if you guys do have problems, let us know. We want to hear your music and we want to hear it now.
Hmm.
But yeah, Maldao, did you crash out, bro? You narcoleptic? What happened? 1 a.m. gang? I want to hear your music, bro.
It's like
But
we've got
Tadek too.
some more folks in. So again, submit your tracks. Queue's wide open. We're going to give you very detailed feedback. That's what we do. Just a disclaimer, we also are working on a collaboration platform, which is on the
Cool.
website that you are visiting. So
Mhm.
it's in closed beta, but it allows you to create projects, tracks, versions, timestamped comments, tasks, eventually some AI release planning stuff, so you don't have to deal with all the business shit
And
around
promo
music.
shit. Yeah.
And yeah, and promo stuff. So that's what we're working on in the background, separate from the stream. If you're interested in that, just like ask us, and we'll give you access. And you can
Mhm.
let us know how it is, and maybe guide what we build next in terms of features that help you. So yeah, hit us up on our Instagrams or the FastTrack_music one, or on our Discord, which we'll also put in the
I
chat there.
I don't have fast track. We're giving it to you. We're giving it
Yeah,
to you.
it's yours.
Click the link and then put in your track. That's all. Click the link there, guys. Put in your track. You can sign up for a profile if you want. You don't have to do that as well. It's optional. This stream, we just want to hear your music. So get it in there. If you upload it, it allows us to hear it and broadcast it in like the best quality ever, and it uploads into our system where you can have a waveform. Everybody can follow along. We can follow along and like look at different timestamps, and we'll listen to it together. And we can give it these ratings that are on the bottom here: vibes, content, production, track total. We save all the scores, and then we have a VOD that you guys can come back to. Um, and review the notes. So yeah, we made the system for you guys. So if you have any trouble, everybody has fast track. If you have the world wide web, if you're on twitch.tv, you have fast track.
True.
It works on mobile as well. So yeah, use that website, get it in. Malda, I believe in you. Tarek MG, I believe in you. um, and if I don't believe in you, I believe in ourselves to explain it, because there's a big upload button there, and we've built the website. So if you guys have any trouble, please let us know. We will love to help, because we want to listen to music. It's 5 o'clock already.
We're so
No music.
close. We're so I can feel it. There's tracks that are in the form and they're not getting submitted.
You guys came here to listen, right? Or to for
Don't be
feedback.
shy.
Yeah, we want to listen to
We
it.
can, we want your like in progress stuff that you need help with. We don't want like your best track that you just want to show off
Hmm.
because you don't have a big audience here anyways. So you might as well like give us the thing that you need help with.
Hmm.
So even if it's early stage and you're like, I'm not sure what to do with this, just send it in. Shit.
Holy Oh shit. Okay. I clicked on the website and then I heard two Joshes and I got
Yeah, that always freaks me out too.
disoriented. Um, yeah. Anybody? What's up?
That's too many Joshes.
Yeah, I'll say. What's happening? Hey,
8
people!
viewers.
If you guys are out there and you want us to listen to your music, submit.
How are there 8 people that are like, I want to hear music feedback or I want music feedback, but I don't have a track that I want
Who
feedback
wants to
on?
be first? Who wants to be first? Come on in.
Send it in. We haven't had
Send
an
it.
empty queue in a while, so this is your opportunity to get reviewed like immediately
Yeah, and
without
people
waiting for anyone.
people haven't people usually have to tip to be first. So guys, like, we're waiting.
Limited time deal.
Yeah, what's happening? Are
Just
we
think of
paying?
it like Black Friday at Walmart and you're trying to push through everyone to get the biggest TV.
Hmm. Yeah, bruh. Fucking throw out all your human morals and just poke Mal down the eye because he's
Yeah.
getting clever. Give Tarek MG a wedgie and get to the front of the line. Like, we want to listen to this music. So use the form, everybody. If you have problems, please let us know, because I
Oh,
filled everything, but the submit button
oh,
is grayed out.
Tarek's so close.
Here we go.
Title?
Okay.
Do you get the title?
Yeah. Did you get the track title?
There's a little input with a line underneath it and a pencil near the album artwork at the top. That's for the title. Have you
It's in
filled that
the
out?
Yeah. It's in the player. That's what people tend to miss the most.
You
Yep.
got that? Okay. Then what about like the I don't know, terms thing? There's a couple of check boxes. You don't have to check all of them, but there's one that's required. It should say.
Yeah. Go like each field and let us know if any is empty.
If I could see your screen, I'd probably be like, "Oh, that one's not filled out."
Yeah. You got your roles. Let's see. What else is there? Are we tripping?
Artists, the artist and genres. I mean, there's like 3 main things.
Yeah. Am I crazy here?
You
Let's
don't need artwork. That's not required.
see. Track titles there. Role.
Nope. I just answered
Genre.
your question. No art necessary. It's not required.
Artist. Yeah, so if you type in the title, your role, track genre, and the artist, it should turn purple.
Is your email in there?
Is the album art necessary? No, it's not.
Let's see.
I should have done it in incognito. I'll follow along with you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Uh-oh. Shit, I just got hit with an ad. That's crazy.
Oof.
People be doing that. Get your tracks in, everybody. We'll figure this out together, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, the email is there, so we can email you when the VOD comes out. You get a clickable link right to your track. It'll skip right to your review. It's also beneficial if you don't say if you do a queue submission during the week and you miss our stream, you could always come back and see what we think. So that's why we do it. Following along here, role, artist, um, agree to the privacy policy. Here we go.
Sign up toggled on. Just if everything else is good, it should allow you to click on the button.
Yeah, when I toggled off too. Yeah, so if you type in um, First name, last name, everything that's starred. First name, last name, artist name, title, songwriter, or excuse me, role, genre, track artist, your email, and then you agree. That's purple. So, we really want to hear your track, brother. Let's see. Where are you at? Should I log in? I have sign up toggled on. Either one should work. I just did it with the incognito window. And I didn't
Hey,
sign in.
we got a submission. We got Maldo.
Maldo did it! Whoa, the sleeper pick. I thought he left. Yo, Maldo, you
Nice.
figured it out. We're trying not to puzzle people. I guess
Okay,
this
so
week.
we have proof that
What's happening?
the form works.
Yeah, Maldo, was there something that like you were stuck on, and then you're like, oh, I got to do this. I wish you could show you all this field. Let me refresh. That's what I was gonna say next. Like, if all else
First
fails,
try didn't
refresh.
work. Weird.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it later. We have like some analytics tools we can use to see, but it worked for me first try on the incognito. So sorry about that, but thank you for sticking around. And Maldo, 1 a.m. gang, we're ready to listen to your track. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. We got a 121212. Is that the real title? Is that a placeholder? And the role is composer, track genre is house, and artist is Maldo.
Sheesh.
Cool. No description, but looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, now that you're here in the chat as well, you can let us know if you want feedback on anything specifically. Usually the description is for that. If you want us to like, if you want to elaborate on where it's at, like, is this a finished track? Is this a work in progress? Is it mastered? Is it mixed only? Stuff like that. If you want specific things for us to listen for, just let us know in the chat. But otherwise, you ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, we got some music finally. 3, 2, 1, Maldo. Nice. I like the sound of it already.
Sparse. I would have expected something to be kind of happening by now.
No, I kind of like it. Dance music.
30 seconds in.
Extended mix. There it is.
That's cool.
Ooh, nice bass.
Not bass, yeah. That's boomy.
I like that freaking snare sound there. That's awesome. I like that a lot. That's a boomy ass kick. I
Nice.
like that. Cool. Someone's going crazy on Lakeshore Drive, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maldau, 12, 12, 12. What do you got? Five's first impressions here.
I mean, I honestly did like it the more that it went on. Like, I
Hmm.
think at the beginning it was just kind of like a long, kind of boring intro,
Oh yeah,
like quite long, and then even that first louder part, I don't know what you call this section wise, did sound like a little bit disorganized, and I was like not so sure about what the purpose of some of the sounds were. And if there was like maybe just over reliance on the bass being like really full. But I think like later you prove that you are able to make a good, well-rounded like mix and like a good groove. But I'm a little bit skeptical about if you needed until basically 2 minutes through, like 2 minutes
yeah.
plus through, to get to the really good part.
Hmm.
But what do you think?
No, yeah, I can echo all those sentiments. Uh, Definitely have like a good vibe and bounce to it overall. Like I could definitely hear this playing in a club, although, and it gives me like I feel like I'm on a jungle safari or something, but like deeper in the rainforest and like blow darting people or something. Very cool kind of ambience you got, and we talked about it during the listen, but you have a very nice use of the stereo field, very immersive. I think the big bass and kick sound that you got going on as well really helps with that. So kudos to that. My thing is that I guess it does kind of meander for a while. I'm always down to kind of turn my brain off and like just groove to something, but there wasn't really kind of like a main piece or main melody or main centerpiece to kind of take me through this song. It was just kind of like, I don't want to say background music, but just kind of like almost like an in between track for like club sets or something. If I'm thinking like a DJ, so uh, my critique right off the bat would be more so on the content side of like what's gonna convince Josh and I to not switch off the song, before that 2 minute mark comes in, where it really does start to get going and start get interesting. So I would challenge you to do that if you're still working on this and if you want it to get better. But yeah, I mean, production I think is also pretty dang good. Like it sounds pretty fat, pretty danceable. I think it would fill up the club nicely. So, yeah, that's what I have to say for the first impressions. But you have anything else before you want to give a score?
Um, no, I think the only other thing I was thinking is I was worried that potentially that the bass, even though it does sound like boomy and good, I'm not sure how it responds on like a bass with a lot of sub,
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure.
Or a system with a lot of sub. So you might want to test that because just like judging as like a reference to other stuff that we listen to, like on these same headphones, it's much more like boomy bass than you'd normally get. So I'm just wondering, like on a system that has even more boomy sub bass, would it be too much? Would the balance get thrown off? So that might be something to just test out and be aware of. More bass is not always better.
Mhm.
That's like a common lesson. But yeah, I've got vibes score if you do.
Oh god, I'm being an idiot. All right, let's see. Vibes. I got okay. 3, 2, 1. Pow.
Nice.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Synchronized.
That's how you know this feedback's real. All right, content. What do you got?
Oh, also, you said I want to get to zero lufs, which I could see on your waveform. I was
Zero
like,
left.
I hope this isn't like bricked up across the spectrum. And I think most of that headroom is being eaten up by the boomy bass.
Hmm.
Like, I'm actually really curious if you were to like mute the just the bass part, how much extra headroom would still be left? Meaning, like, most of the headroom's being eaten up by the boomy bass.
Hmm.
And I wonder if you could actually make it sound fuller by sort of wasting less space in that sub and bass range,
True.
because you could still achieve a heavy bottom like boomy effect
Hmm.
without needing that much.
Heavy
Um,
booty
or
bombing.
just
We got Twin Sons.
yeah,
Twin Sons. This is a return person, huh? Smooth Tunes. Is that you? Uh,
nice.
we got Twin Sons
Oh
in
yeah,
there,
twin sons.
and someone's trying to tip. So to get there, you have to submit and using the same website, same link, and then on the left side there, you can choose to send us a tip, $5 minimum. We'll get you to the front. And right now we have Maldau, we got Tarek MG, and then Twin Sons. If you tip, you'd be next right after Maldao, which we've already listened to their song. We're just going through the review. So
Hmm.
yeah, Smooth Tunes, welcome. Oh yeah, I'm trying
Welcome
to tip
back.
Twin Tons. Yo, wait, what do you
Nice.
mean? Where do I tip? Can't find it. Do you click the website? Right, it's on the
So
same website, left
yeah,
side.
you're already submitted. So if you go to your submission on the left side of the page, you'll see a little enter the number, and then you
Yeah,
just hit send tip
on the left side it says you're in the queue. Tip to skip the queue. If you see that, that's where you do it. But
right above your track on
yeah,
the left side.
can't find it. Hopefully you do. All right, content. What do you have?
Let's see. Content. I mean, again, it's just the main like thing to work on potentially is the structure and like how soon you're getting to the interesting stuff.
Yeah,
I can't think of any good reason to have a 30-second intro that has virtually no like nothing changing,
yeah,
especially when it's so simple and it's not like good on its own. Like there's no like standout value in that 30-second intro. I'm not like this is so cool.
yeah.
I might be starting to build anticipation in the first 8 bars, but after that I'm like my expectation has been like faltered, right? Like
Yeah,
I was
this.
expecting something to happen, then it didn't happen, and then another 8 bars go by and it still didn't happen. And I'm like, no, 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 I'm not listening to the rest of this.
Yeah, let me go
So
ahead and just see this real quick. Trying to play it on the waypoint. The first thing that what changed from there was that synth. So maybe I should go back a little bit earlier. But yeah, it's like so. What I gotta say about the content is there's a lot of cool things happening for sure. But I
mhm,
do agree with Josh. Like, unless you have a very strategic reason for this, like for example, if you're making like a DJ edit where typically you leave like a section purposely. Yeah, okay, so he says that too for DJ
DJ
purpose.
first.
Yeah, so that's good to clarify that with us. Yeah, so like DJs in the beginning and the end, they typically have, a very simple kind of four on the floor rhythmic section that doesn't have any melodic stuff. So that way you can kind of transfer songs from one song to another without ruining like keys, having different keys and having different dissonances and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for the clarification. We appreciate that. Y'all stream and feedback so pro, love it. Oh man, appreciate you, Twin Sons. You've been here for a while, right? Like I don't know if this is like a new format for you or not, but or maybe not, but yeah, welcome back. It's always good to see old and new faces. So but yeah, so okay, so Malda with the clarifications. I gotta say for the content, like the production, excuse me, the percussion that you have is fantastic. Just
Yeah,
listening to this here
yeah,
is
definitely.
so cool. Then there's like bongos that come in later. Maybe it's over in this section. No, there's more synth stuff too, and the synth stuff is cool. It just kind of comes in at like 2 minutes. Like there's a lot of songs nowadays that 2 minutes is like the full song, and like we have to wait that long
Yeah.
to get something like that. So,
I guess what I'm thinking of is your rationale. I'm guessing
mhm,
is that this is for like DJs and for like the club and stuff,
mhm,
but it's like is that the actual strategy to get people to listen to it or to become like successful as an artist? Like
mhm,
if you're going out and finding DJs to play this stuff or you're reaching them somehow, then yeah, that's valid. But if you're just like saying this is for DJs and then you just throw it up on SoundCloud and you're like no DJs are finding it, right?
mhm.
Then like it
Well, I think
doesn't
he's
hold
saying that
water.
he wants to play it as
Or
well
that you want to DJ it?
because
Yeah,
he is a
sure.
DJ.
I guess again the question is like is your purpose then like primarily like what are you prioritizing? Your ability or like these DJs ability to DJ the track or listeners on the internet wanting to listen to it and like add it to their playlists and like to build your artistry online.
Mhm.
They're like two different goals. It's like if you're going to optimize your track for one or the other, then you just have to think about those things.
He says, "I
Um,
don't care who's listening. I want to play it by myself."
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what's your goal with feedback then? Is it just to get something that is more enjoyable in general?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it could be for the purpose of like while you're DJing and people if they like you as a DJ in that
Mhm.
setting. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's pretty well made. Like in terms of like the drum sounds that you're using, um, I think it's all very high quality. The production, it's got a fat timbre to it that I think I could totally dance to. It's just like there's some songs like when you're at a DJ event or like a festival or something where everybody knows it, everybody can sing along with it because there's just like recognizable hook that they're like, "Oh man, this song is fantastic." This song I feel like doesn't have that. This song is, I think, will keep people on the dance floor still, but it won't get them like super hyped. You know what I'm saying?
And it may not be
Um,
memorable. Like people
Right,
won't
it's
just
not memorable, but it's not like it'd be out of place. So
yeah,
our
yeah.
content scores will reflect that. Like I could tell that there's a lot of like pro stuff that's happening here. But we kind of give feedback to try to match the level where this person's at. Like you have a very good ear for like the drums, the percussions, the groove, the timbre. I think what you need personally, if I were to like be your coach or whatever, or your agent, um, it's just like the arrangement and kind of like hooking people in and keeping them there, and making a memorable listen. I guess it's like replay value, but yeah. So that'll go into our score, but enjoyable track nonetheless. So you have a score?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Production.
Also, Meldo, you said, haha, I just need some bros that can confirm it's not complete shit. Well,
Definitely
okay, we
not
can do
complete shit.
that.
Yeah,
We can confirm it's not complete shit.
yeah.
It's cool.
Oh, actually, act production. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, let me just listen to the part where it gets thick.
What's up? Your choice. That's the link we use for feedback. It's our own website. For the Discord, we have a separate Discord. You can join that too. No,
Okay,
yeah, I'm
so
being an idiot, Mal. Though your production is definitely not 0, but yeah.
no, that last part though, like this was the section that I was saying earlier. I think doesn't showcase your production abilities as well as the later part does. Just because I feel like there's a lot of like little synth parts and background parts that are kind of coming in, but they're kind of like, am I supposed to be here? Like, they just sound a little jumbled up. Let's listen more focused. I just feel like I'm sitting here for a long time hearing things that are like gain staged to the background, and a lot of different things are being introduced at like a sort of random pace. It feels like one little synth part comes in, it's kind of interesting, and then another one does, and it's like different timbre, more in the background. Then like another one does that's even more frequency masked by the lower mid stuff, and it's like even more in the background. And we're still waiting around for something like really juicy to happen. So now we're at a minute in, and it just feels like it's all been ambiguity for the most part since the beginning.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, that's partly content, I guess, but it's also like the gain staging is a big part of making things feel like they're supposed to be there,
Yeah,
or if they're like accidentally
or
left in almost.
and directing our attention, right? It's
Yes,
all about
yes,
like how do you keep us kind of attentive and interested in what's happening in the song as the song progresses, and production does play a part in that for sure. And maybe that's why we're over here saying like the content could be stronger if you kind of like led us through this journey that you're trying to tell versus just kind of vibing out for 3 minutes, however
yeah,
long this is. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like I feel like it sounds pretty damn good,
yeah.
production wise. I'm being an idiot with my score, so um do you have anything else you want to say before?
Well, just to contrast it with the good part, like let's just hear that for a second.
Sure.
Oh, it just sounds so much better balanced here. It's consistent, somewhat predictable. There's the variation building on itself, and then like later,
There's just so much. I
I mean, it sounds the best by far when you've got even more structure, which is like the stereo field stuff. So that the drums just sound great, like this part. And you've got that melody that's like, interplaying with things, and it feels like there's hierarchy and structure and organization and like a
and the
really
drums
juicy
sound
groove.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the stereo field, like it just feels complete there. And earlier it feels like, what's being accomplished here? What are we trying to get across to the
Yep.
listener?
Yep.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, for production, like it's good in the best parts, and the other parts could just use a little bit of like bringing up to that waterline.
Yep. Cool. You got a score?
Uh, yes, I do.
Production. 3, 2, 1. Baba boy.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna move that up a little bit. Didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I think it's very impressive actually. Track total.
Track total. Let's see. Yeah, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, okay, I could give it this. 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Y'all, pretty decent, man. Pretty fire. Thank you for the submission. First time submitter. First place in the submission race, although they had arguably the most time. So good job, Maldo. We got another Germany brother with us in the Fast Track gang. So appreciate the submission. We want to hear more from you. And fire. Yeah. Also, guys, if you guys want to stay updated, we have a Discord community that we're trying to build as well. We have ways to rate their tracks. I actually had a message up there. I'll probably try to paste it again. Yeah, here it is.
Your choice. Welcome to the queue and the chat.
Your choice also got it too?
Yep. Got another submission.
Jeez, dirty juice. Okay, so right now we got Twin Sons. They submitted later than Tarek, but they used the tipping feature that we have. So if you tip $5, you get skipped. Or no, you don't get skipped. You get put in the front of the queue. So Twin Sons is next. Then we got Tarek. Then we got your choice. If you guys want to tip to switch the orders, you can. But that's what we're doing, and we should be able to get to everybody this stream. So yeah, thank you for the submissions. Thank you for the tips. Twin Sons, we'll go to you next. So do you want to go ahead and what's up?
Yeah, I also just want to mention, because we've got folks in here, that this is our feedback stream. Again, we're going to try to give you very detailed feedback, hopefully more detailed than other streams you've maybe submitted to. But also we're building a collaboration platform behind the scenes. So the site that you're submitting to and potentially signing up for right now, you'll be able to use once we give you access. If you want it, you can just let us know if you want access, but it's a collaboration platform. You can create your projects on there, as well as upload your tracks and upload versions of your tracks as you work on them. You can, there's a whole comment section, so your collaborators that you invite can leave timestamp comments. You can create tasks that you assign to people and give deadlines to. And there's a team building feature. There's like an activity feed. There's messaging. It's supposed to be kind of an all-in-one collaborate with your team. And soon it will also be a sort of full service personal record label platform. Mm-hmm. So the idea is like you can get people on your team, whether you have them already or you need to find them, or you want help with some of the release related tasks that actually some AI tools can help out with on our platform. So that's kind of the suite of features that we're working on and thinking about. Mm-hmm. And if you want to be involved in that, if you want to tell us what we should build, or you want to try it out in its early stage right now, then all you have to do is hit us up. So just like Instagram us, the FastTrack _music one works as well, or just join the Discord and message us, and we'll get you into that. But yeah, that's what we're building.
Boom. That's what it is, y'all. All right. Do you want to introduce Twin Sons?
Yep. So we've got Scrum Mix 1.1, and roles are guitarist and production assistant. Track genres, indie and psychedelic rock. Sounds cool.
I know that Twin Sons, I'm starting to remember, I feel like his vibe. Production assistant, what do you mean by that? Did you go get this recorded? But anyways, let us know. Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Track description is mix, so we'll pay attention to the mix.
Fire. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Nice, Mac DeMarco. Hello, Mac DeMarco.
A little bit.
Oh, a lot.
Just the modulation, but not really the rest of the structure.
Drums. Love the melody. Love the melody.
Waking up in the
Crunchy drums here.
Good vocals.
Forgetting what I'm supposed to do.
Really good pitch control. I don't know if it's pitch correct or not.
Day by day,
It's not pitch interesting sound. Cool. Very nice.
People so good.
Applause.
Indeed. Yeah, wow. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. You recorded that at home? That was fantastic. Second drop is missing an impact drum. Feels like the fill is more present than the drop. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bruh. Get that feedback in, everybody. Shout out to Maldo. What do you got? Vibes, first impressions, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have the important parts that are harder to get.
Oh,
It may
yeah.
feel right now like, oh, production is so unattainable. And it's like, yeah, you have to pay for it.
Mm.
That sucks. But you have the talent. So
Yeah,
like,
that was
yeah,
fantastic.
that's basically you've got a great vocalist. I don't know if you're the vocalist or not, but like the vocals sound great. That's not easy to
Yep.
get. The playing sounds great and locked in. Also
Yep.
not easy to get.
Yep.
And your writing is like on point. Like, you know,
Yep.
the structure for this it makes sense. It's fun to listen to. It sounds good. So I think like the song itself is awesome. There might be like a little couple small things you could add.
People loving it.
Um, but yeah, people really like it. It's got great vibes. You just obviously need to get it produced. Like that's the biggest thing by far.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds a little bit like there's a wet blanket over it, which
Mm-hmm.
usually is the case for an unproduced, like recorded, you know, rock track.
I
Just
think
because you've got so much.
they've done like a really good swing at it so far, though. Pretty
I
decent.
think things fit together pretty well. I think that's also a product of like the playing fitting together really well.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely sounds like there's a wet blanket over it right
Mm.
now. Just like frequency spectrum wise, like especially coming off of the last track, which was like very crisp, you know, electronically produced
Yeah,
music.
very
This is
clean.
like, yeah, it's like almost got an interesting retro vibe to it. Like it came from like a wax recording or
Mhm.
something, but I don't think that's what you're going for, what you should go for. I think you just need to get like somebody who has the skills to actually produce it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot. Oh my god, so many like great rock bands that just don't want to fucking pony up to get somebody good to produce their track.
Cost that money.
It makes such a huge difference, especially when you have all of these microphones on things, right? Like
Mhm.
it's so much harder. I cannot stress how much harder it is than
Mhm.
just having like already great sounding produced elements that you put together in a
Mhm.
DAW. Like, yeah, there's an extra layer of production needed when you have physical microphones that are imperfect in imperfect rooms with imperfect instruments.
Mhm.
So like that's the main thing. I think you know that because you said mix in your description,
Mhm.
but the talent's there. So it's like we really just are rooting for you to do that next step.
Yeah, and we'll try to do our best, I suppose, in the production section,
Yeah.
um, to kind of help alleviate some of that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I said my kind of first impressions as I went along. It's like a mixture of Mac DeMarco. Like immediately, I feel like there's the Two Door Cinema Club with the kind of melodic guitars that are kind of carrying, which is
A little
very
bit, yeah.
cool. But it's also just like your own style. So like kudos to you. It's fantastic. Vocalist was fantastic. The band was super tight. I liked what the drummer was playing as well. Yeah, I think content wise, you guys are pretty solid. It's really like Josh was saying, kind of like an overall mix master that kind of needs to be addressed. And I also just wrote down a couple of like key timestamps that I feel like could use some tweaking mix wise. But vibes, I feel like you guys are a pretty great sounding band. If you guys aren't gigging to get like, you guys should be gigging to get money to go to the studio and get stuff produced and recorded. Like that's what you guys should be doing. If you're not doing that, you should be doing it because you guys have the talent. You have the talent to be able to get gigs. You have the talent to get fans at those gigs and get some money and then go to the production, go to the studio. So,
Yeah.
I think you should do that. But yeah, so we have
I
a. Sorry, what's that?
I would also suggest, because I know I get that it's like it can be expensive to produce, and you said LMAO $.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's you should be doing gig and stuff. I don't know how much money you're gonna make from that, if that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna like actually pay for your production, or
Are
if it
you
just
suggesting you
makes.
get a real job? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm assuming that probably some of the people either have real jobs or maybe have some savings, but like again, if you're talking about getting like $1,000 of production done, like you need to find a way to make that happen.
Mhm.
It's you shouldn't.
Sell drug. No, I'm just kidding.
But actually, no. There's two options, right? One of them is to hire like a really great producer. Um, that's different than hiring a mediocre producer. I
Mhm.
would try to sway away from wasting money on something that's not going to get you a great end product, because that means almost nothing. It's like if your track is like badly produced or unproduced, that's like one end of the spectrum. The middle would be a like mediocre producer, and then the best case scenario is a great producer. And like unfortunately, the algorithms and the market like really only care if you have a great producer.
Mhm.
They don't really care if you have a mediocre producer. So don't do that. Don't like half-ass it because it's not going to be worth it. Either like shell out for a good producer or get somebody in your band, like on your team, who's just as passionate about production as their like instrument as the rest of you are about each of your parts.
Mhm.
And like the point is that that person wants to be your band's producer. They want to be part of like the, the uprise or this, whatever your vision is for becoming successful.
Mhm.
There's no reason why you can't find a producer that's just as passionate as you guys are and therefore be part of your band. But
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
you can't find that, you gotta just like fucking hire someone. And even if it's just for one track, like try somebody on just one track and then release it as a single and see how much it helps to have like great production
Mhm.
that complements your great playing and writing and talents and all that stuff. So he said we have a couple of songs on Spotify with producer Ain Studio, Death a Difference. He was great. He's Aria Platinum. Cool.
Australian Recording Industry Association. Are you from Australia? I just had to Google what that meant. It really does make a difference. One track we used, producer got on Spotify editorial. Bro, why aren't you guys continuing to do it? What's happening? Do you guys
I'm
make like
just
did you guys do like a bad investment in the cryptocurrency space and like lost all your money? Like
well,
what's
if
happening?
if you did that, then you shouldn't have sold because now you'd be swimming in it.
Bro, yeah, doggy, we got the
Yeah,
fucking Department of Government Efficiency. All
doggy.
right. Anyways, or Doge.
Doge.
Maybe you're French. All right, do
Yeah.
you have a vibe score?
Um. Yeah, I do.
All right, this is pretty good. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. All right. All right. All right. I'll give you 90.
Vibes, man.
I
Vibes,
I
I think it's
think.
great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, I'll bump it up a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah, I'm from like like the Urbana Champagne scene. Like
Yeah, it
if I
reminds
heard
me a lot of that.
nah, this like if I heard this, I would be like these guys are like the top of this scene.
I'll say it reminds me specifically of Zorilla,
Yeah.
which was from Urbana Champaign, but they're one of the better like bands,
Mhm.
and they also. I'm gonna say this with complete honesty. In my opinion,
Mhm.
they missed the ball on production, and that's probably the
Man.
main thing that's made it like tough for them.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like again, they've had like good producers, and lots of bands do. But
Mhm.
if your producer is short of great, it doesn't really matter that much.
Yep.
So there's like this sort
There's a
of
threshold.
threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But vibes wise, you guys are doing great, man. I'm rooting for you. Content, what
Mhm.
do you got?
Yeah, content. I mean, again, I think the structure is great.
Mhm.
Your playing is great. It's locked together. Like the vocal performance is really great too.
Mhm.
The one thing that I thought of is that I feel like when you come back into it, I'll play the section and I guess give my advice first so you can
Mhm.
envision it. But I think you need something in this section I'm going to play, potentially like a guitar solo or something, just to bring the energy up further. Because this section is supposed to be high energy, I think. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be like a victory moment, But it just feels like you guys are vibing
Victory.
out, but you're like not giving us enough for it to be really like, oh my God, this track was amazing.
Mhm.
So I'll play that part here. So yeah, also wow, the
Some
vocal is
U2
really
vibes too.
really quiet when you come back in there. I just realized, which is the mixing stuff. But yeah, it just totally feels like that section there specifically is missing this extra level of energy that it needs to like
I think
make the track
Malta
feel
was talking about that. He was hoping for like maybe a riser or some sort of like background noise to help make it more expansive or something. But
yeah,
yeah,
something there.
um, yeah, I think it achieves some level of that. But I could agree with what you're saying. Like it could be try to get bigger, and
Kicked up a
that can
notch.
that can that's where a producer can really kind of go in there and really twist the knobs and
Hmm.
help that achieved. We are on production right now, right? Is that correct?
We're on content.
Oh, we're on content. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, arrangement wise though, like it's fantastic. Like that's where it needs to go big, and it you guys went big. It's just production wise, it needs to feel a little bit more impactful. But um, yeah, I'm hearing it again. Like everything I'm hearing, I really like. So I think my most of my critique is kind of on the production side. So.
I'm gonna make one general like suggestion that I don't think anything necessarily needs to change with this song,
Mhm,
but just as like a word of warning, I've seen a lot of artists that are in this like space where you're like a starting out band and you've got a lot of talent and a lot of energy and like you have your sound sort of figured out. Like it sounds like it could be a rock band, right?
mhm,
Which is not easy to get to. But the problem that I often see is even if you have great production, which is really hard to get with like a fully, recorded band, if it's not like different enough from like the rock music that people have heard for the past like 20 years now, if it's kind of just referential to like indie bands and like other like rock bands and scenes and stuff, it's
mhm,
just really hard to get a lot of people fired up enough to like add you to their playlists and like put you on editorials and stuff like consistently.
mhm.
It just seems like it's hard to grow a rock band today if you're not doing anything new. I'm not saying you guys are completely like exactly like carbon copies of other stuff that's out there,
Yep.
but at least in this song, like it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like that and that and that. But I'm like, I wouldn't come away from this and be like, that's my new favorite band,
Mhm.
right? It's like you guys are good. I need something that gives me like an epiphany, right?
Yep.
Like, oh my god, how did nobody ever like do this? Or they're like talking about something that artists don't usually talk about, or like there's some element of their band that sounds different.
Mhm.
Um,
MKG
but yeah,
example. I don't know what you mean.
example, yes, that's actually a good example because like he is like, what the fuck is his guitar tone? Like, what is that? And of course,
Oh,
he was just on SNL like a week ago.
okay. I
Um,
don't even know who this is.
and it's not for everyone, but like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not for everyone. There's this huge group of people that are like, whoa, what is that? And like that generates buzz. It gets you out there.
Huh.
And it's also fun to like do something totally new and out there. And it may not feel as safe. So you always have to be self-assessing, like, am I rejecting this notion because it's this thing about safety or like sanctity of like my influences from the past X number of years? Or is it because it's scary to like
Mhm.
come up with something that's unproven and test it and try
Yeah.
it and be different and maybe be wrong, you know?
Mhm.
So just consider like how you guys can differentiate yourselves as a band in
Mhm.
general, but you're on the right track. You have the talent. Now it's just about like the execution. It's about
Mhm.
the what you're actually putting out and how well it's executed on like with production and stuff.
Yeah, breaking the mold there. Um, yeah, I heard everything I heard was fantastic. I still just on first listen, I didn't really catch all of the lyrics. I'd say most of the lyrics I didn't catch actually. So I have no idea what the song's about.
Yeah.
So that might be another thing, if you guys have really compelling writing that could help you pop out as well.
I'd
So
argue again from the rock lens, like there's this, I can't
mhm.
remember where it's from, but there's this study that was done that showed like different genres level of like literalness, right?
Right.
And it showed that like interestingly, country and hip hop are the two
Mhm.
most like literal genres.
Mhm.
Like it's all about the content and the words
Yep.
basically. And then when you go to the
It's
other end of the
content, yeah.
spectrum, it's like rock is very abstract.
Mhm.
And there are other genres that are less popular that are obviously more abstract too, but like
Mhm.
rock has a long standing history of like who fucking cares what the lyrics are? I mean, there are like rock artists that people really do care about the
Yep.
lyrics, but like how many people understand what every Killer song is about that they know all the lyrics to,
I
right?
just can't look. Yeah.
Yeah, like most people are like, I don't fucking know what they're singing about. It doesn't matter though. It's about the vibe.
Well, I mean, if you want people to listen to or what is it, sing along to your song, like they'll
Well,
learn. But yeah,
yes, that's different than the intelligibility and
fast.
of lyrics.
Black will ain't so. I'm just kidding. What's up, Black? I was playing scratch out.
But
Good.
I think you get the point.
Yeah. All right. You have a score for content?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. It's still really,
Nice.
really good.
It's cool.
Production.
Yeah, and then production, like you just need to do it. That's the main thing. Is like there's nothing offensive except for the fact that your vocals are a little hard to hear at points because it's things are masked. Right now, you've got this big kind of jumble of like mid range, especially like low mid range build up. Right, everything's kind of on top of everything. Sounds like a vintage recording almost at this point. What you want to get to is each instrument having a very clear spot in the mix, as you probably know. Things need to be clearer in general, like frequency wise. It sounds like a lot of the elements that you have are either being masked by a couple of things that have a ton of low mid
Uh-oh.
each other,
Okay.
so there's less clarity. Um, or it could just be that like your microphone sources are muddy to begin with, which is often the case. You often need to like compress things and brighten them up a little bit and remove like excess mids and low mids and bass stuff to get things just overall sounding clearer. So you're kind of moving up from the bottom of the spectrum of like everything's muddy to everything is like clear and defined while not losing out on its sort of body.
Mm.
So it's hard to say like give you tips on what the whole mixing process should entail, but I think it just needs to be like mixed.
Yeah.
You said you
A lot of
recorded in a living room, and that could be part of it too. But it's like it doesn't matter. Like you've got a good recording, it just needs to be mixed by someone who knows what they're doing.
yeah. Later, Maldo. Sweet dreams, buddy.
Peace. Thanks for
Um,
popping in.
yeah, I agree. I think in general, like you guys had a pretty decent first swing at it. But yeah, there is like portions of it that sound pretty muddy. What's interesting is I have a time step at 101. It sounds pretty muddy there, but it especially sounds muddy in the left ear. I wonder if you heard this as well. But let me see. So there's like a muddiness, but it's also imbalanced, which is interesting. Do you hear that too, or is that just me?
I don't know. It just sounds like how it did the whole time, pretty much to me.
Yeah, it felt the left exceptionally felt bass heavy and just muddy. And then I have another timestamp here, 235. I feel like the crash cymbals are a little bit too loud, a little bit too forward. This is the second drop here. Let's yeah, so that's kind of like my kind of more surgical things that I wrote down there. But yeah, like I said, decent first swing, and I think I agree with Josh that I mean, if you could get Rick Rubin to produce this, that would be the best. But yeah, like I think you guys have everything else that's needed. You guys just need to go to the studio and I mean, if you have the recordings, you know, one thing is to get the best source material, like to record in a studio, but you guys have it now. Might as well try to hire somebody to mix it. You know, it's
Yeah,
gonna be cheaper. You know,
I was
so
gonna say actually a couple things I just realized listening to that. One, your drums are a big indicator of how well your track sounds like it's mixed to listeners. So right now, like the kick drum is very, very boxy. It sounds like it's not recorded in the best environment. Maybe it's not the highest quality kick or mic setup. And the snare sounds also like kind of boxy, but also like it's like boxy, thin, and like muffled. And like some of those things can work decently in certain mixes. Like a muffled snare isn't always a bad thing, but it needs to sound well rounded. And right now, it just sounds like kind of a bit of an amateur recording. The lucky thing is that you guys are good enough at playing together that things do lock in decently well.
yep,
My one concern, like Chris kind of said, is you should understand before you go and spend a lot of money on mixing stuff that the quality of the mix will always be directly affected by the quality of your recordings. There's almost no world in which you can have like subpar recordings and magically expect a producer to make it sound like a radio hit.
yep,
So like what's crazy is that if you go to like recording studios, you listen to like the raw tracks from like big artists at recording studios, like before that stuff is mixed, it sounds like almost as good as the radio stuff. So that should be a big indicator that like it's not just about mixing. Mixing does help, but it has a limit. So like yeah, it's your call of like maybe you get a package deal if you go to a studio and get it recorded professionally in a professional environment with like the right mics and the right kits and the right isolation between stuff so things can be properly mixed and then get them to mix it also. That's the ideal case, but you kind of have to do some testing. You have to do some of your own discretion and ultimately just like try to get to the point where you can do the highest quality version of making your music, which would be going to a studio and or at the very least like really dialing in your personal recording setup.
Yup.
It's hard with drums though, because drums are so like such a beast to record.
Yeah. So many mics, so many bouncing off surfaces.
Yeah.
Cool. You ready?
No. Let's see.
Production.
Yeah, I've got a score.
3, 2, 1. Damn.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it just is not mixed yet. Like it's
I think it's mixed yet.
60% between develop and good to go, which means it's
Sure.
more good to go than it is develop,
Mhm.
but it's not all the way there. So
Yeah. It might be like a levels thing too. Like you guys, and you have a Spotify editorial. You guys had this Aria, the Australian producer. That's fantastic. So this might be a backstep for you guys. So I find this like endearing. I would listen to it. I would add it to a playlist. I would love this. If this came up to me, but I'm a kind of a specific niche kind of person that listens to this kind of stuff. So the market, generally speaking, is a little bit more cutthroat. So I don't know. There's some people that that I think it surprises me actually, and this shouldn't discourage people that are just starting out and producing your own stuff and maybe doesn't sound so professional. It really does surprise me how some people's thresholds are different too. Like, so don't stop making music. Like, even if some of us say it's bad or whatever, like keep making it. Like you'll be surprised on who likes your music and who finds it acceptable and stuff. But yeah, anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. I think it's pretty good. And you want to have a track total?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Bow.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Just to add to what Chris just said, like in the grand scheme of things, because you have the talent and you have a band, you have the people like together, you are like at least 85% of the way to like the things that you need to skyrocket. So like if all you need really is like production and maybe a little bit of differentiation, you're like so much farther along than most people could like ever dream of. So like try to take advantage of the fact that you have those things to work off of and just try to get to the next step.
Mm-hmm. Very fantastic. Glad to see you back, Twin Sons. I'd love to talk to you guys at some point about how your band does thing. I'm very interested, especially with our kind of new features. We rolled out a kind of team feature set that I use for my two bands, and we really enjoy it. So, anywho, I'll probably try to hit you up actually. But yeah, thanks for the submission. Smooth Tunes. Who do we got next?
We got Tarek MG. You
Tarek,
still there?
You still there, bro? Wake up, bro.
Yeah.
It's time.
All right, so Tarek's here. It's nice. Okay, so we've got a Royal Armiger Unleashed. What does that mean?
Said the hard R, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Black, you still here?
But all right, we got your roles: composer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, and guitarist. Nice. So another one with some real instruments in it, huh? Real.
Fire.
Sorry, I don't mean to offend the EDM heads.
Yeah, bro, you guys are fake phonies.
Yeah. Track genres: progressive metal. All right, nice.
Oh,
and,
what? I don't
cool.
know if we've gotten metal before. This is fantastic.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe once or twice, but what's the story this is the description. What's the story you're imagining when listening to this? Also, feedback-wise, this is the genre I normally do. Cinematic prog metal? Okay. I guess the best is what should I double down on my next tracks and what should I retract? Okay.
You're having an identity crisis, huh? You want us to say, trash this, do this.
Yes.
All right, let's see if this is your bread and butter. Tarek MG, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Pretty good so far. Like, Avenged Sevenfold or something.
A little bit busy with There's a symbol way over on the right side. All the way on the right. And it's definitely not a real drum kit. That sounds good. flames of hell right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Elegant ending there.
Chime.
You know, this reminds me a little bit of
Avenged Sevenfold.
when you I guess so. I guess that, but when you're like standing in line for like a haunted house and they play all the like hard metal stuff.
Sure. I'm sweating my fucking costume.
Yeah, exactly.
My fucking everywhere itches. You get the
Yes.
picture.
It's cool though. I mean, I see what you're talking about with your like cinematic thing,
Oh yeah.
cinematic prog metal. And it's honestly the thing that I struggled with a little bit during the track, especially earlier, was feeling like two things are being overlaid on top of each other,
Hmm.
right? So like basically you've got this like cinematic background element, which I just trying to find the part where it peaks out. It might be around here. Yeah, you can hear a little bit how it was like the metal parts, like the guitar, like cut out, and there was just this kind of wall of sound that I suspected was there that feels like it's adding to this kind of like dissonant thing, right? Like in the sections before this, I just am like, why do I feel like something's like going on that I can't quite hear?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, like just when the
No, yeah.
guitar's cut out and it's like
Well,
this drone.
as much as we'd love to hear the chugging guitars, they are to me supporting what's happening in the background there. So the background I think should come up. Like that's like the
Maybe.
like that's the stuff that's telling the
Yeah.
story. This reminds me of also like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Like they've done stuff like this as well. I forget what song it is. There's like a super famous like people like put their Christmas lights to this song and it's like very cinematic and they have a whole ass orchestra and they have a metal band going on. But in that sense, like the thing that's carrying is the orchestra, not the guitars. The guitars, and even with this, like the guitars will chug along and then they'll do the melody thing that's happening in the background, but the background thing is so quiet that we don't know what's happening. I think in general that's kind of like I said, I love the chugging guitars and like it's metal, so it should be chuggy, but they're almost kind of a supporting piece to I feel like what we should actually be listening to, which gives us the atmosphere, which gives us the evil feeling, you know, of sinking into the depths of hell there. Um, but yeah, like that's what I'm getting. It's like I had mentioned August Burns Red. They have done like a Christmas album back in the day where it's like metal, super cool. That one you can hear. I feel like again they have like the kind of strings and the core or the choir and like the bells and stuff. Uh, I'd say more forward in the mix than you would have it here. And they also benefit from the fact that everybody knows these melodies already. Whereas I think you feel like you're trying to do something new. So if those melodies are new, people aren't recognizing them. Um, they might just like miss them, you know. And like what Josh is saying, like it's just kind of in the background. I could hear something dissonant and cool musically going on, but like it's hard to hear over these butt chugging guitars.
Yeah.
So
The point
yeah,
is it's hard when you're like kind of combining things and you're trying to just do both at full amount. You know,
Mhm.
like there needs to be
Well, it's
more of
and it's
like
hard, right? Like
dynamic.
just
Yeah, it is
because.
hard. It's really hard. But like in order to do it, I think so many people are like, I'm just going to combine like two genres that are not often combined,
Mhm,
and it will be awesome. And it's like the reason why you don't see a lot of that stuff successfully, and sometimes you do, but when it's done well, it has to be a little bit of a smarter way to combine them. It can't just be like the two things are playing at the same time, and then sometimes one lets the other one have more spotlight. Like,
mhm,
no, like they need to not clash first and foremost, and then they need to be showcased in like the best ways that each of them can be.
mhm.
Not just like there's two tracks playing at the same time, and then you're, switching between which one can be heard more.
Right.
So yeah, it's not easy, but that's
Yep.
I think what we'd suggest.
In general, I feel like the production is it sounds pretty professional though. Like,
The
the
guitars, I mean, the metal side sounds
yeah,
great.
yeah, like the guitars and the drum set even like
Hmm.
juxtapose it with the person, we love Twin Sons and we love the song, but
Yeah.
like juxtapose it between like that and what we heard with Twin Sons. Like I feel like this if I A beat this with an Avenged Sevenfold track, I feel like it sound pretty similar, at least, the instruments. So yeah, kudos to that. But yeah, you have a score for vibes?
I mean, honestly, also a great idea though is like actually A B this with like an Avenged Sevenfold song or something like that, and
Yep.
see like it
August
might
Red,
sound
Grand Grand
good.
Orchestra, do it.
It might sound good on its own, but you might be shocked how different it sounds.
Oh,
Like
for
even
sure.
when you're like at a really great level, like objectively on its own, there's still like so much opportunity to make something sound even better. I think,
Yep.
and A Bing or reference track ing is the best way to find that out. So
Yep.
yeah,
So yeah, I have a score to you.
um, yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, the story that I got from this was like in the beginning, it was like glittery metal unicorn, like fucking metal shit, but also like not Viking metalish, but like shiny. And then at some point, the unicorn took me to the depths of hell, burned into like a Ghost Rider looking horse thing, and I was also Ghost Rider Nicolas Cage, and like driving through hell and stuff like that, and got like very buried alive, Avenged Sevenfold vibes there, except with no vocals. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty epic. You asked for that specifically, so we give it to you. But content, what else you got?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think
Bleed
it's
from within, very Final Fantasy 15. I could see that. I never played 15, but yeah, I could see that too.
there's 15 fucking versions of
It's
it.
probably more. It's
It's
probably
crazy.
more. Why would it be? Yeah, because they had like
Um,
10 and then 10 too. So yeah.
oh,
Anyways,
wow. But yeah, I mean, I think objectively, it's a little bit long. I don't know if it's a problem. I think that it's exciting and it's very high energy throughout, and that probably keeps a lot of listeners around, like waiting for what's going to happen next. Yeah, and like again, the guitar
blood
playing
chugging.
is great. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The drums, like yes, they sound like pretty decently well produced. I know they're not real. Like I can tell they're not real. And
Mhm.
the biggest giveaway, the thing that I honestly fucking hate in general, is when a symbol just sounds so artificial. And
Really?
all
Okay.
the symbol is
Listen to his ear, guys. Listen to his ear.
the
He's a good ear.
symbol is command hard, hard, hard right or hard to one side, and it's like like just over and over. It's like it sounds like a small symbol. Now I know there's a little bit of a metal thing. There's like uh often people use smaller symbols that have a shorter decay, and that's kind of just like how it is. But I'm trying to find where I heard that symbol the most.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the symbols give it away for me. They sound like detached almost from the
I
rest
think
of the
it sounds
track.
okay, but
I think it's like the symbols like up here, high frequency range, like all the way over to that side, and then like all the action is in the center stage with the guitars and everything. And it's like, oh, fake symbol over there, real guitars in the middle here. He said, yeah, that kid had 6 crashes, 3 right and 3 left. I think that one was far left or far right. It was far right, but
Josh has got the ear.
very interesting to hear. But yeah, I just would be careful. Like, it's really just making sure that everything sounds integrated into your track, and the more that it does, the less things will stand out and then be like seen for being fake, right? If it fit really well into the mix, it wouldn't matter that much.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's kind of a mixing thing and kind of a sound choice thing.
Yup.
I don't know. You got any other content thoughts?
My biggest thing was like, I feel like the background elements should be forefront, and that probably carried most of the story. and the butt chugging guitars could probably go back a little bit, but I like them, and they're played well. Um, but yeah, so that's my kind of just wrap up here. Do you have a score?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1. Production.
And then again, as we've said, like production's pretty good across the board. I think you really have the like metal side production down. I think there's a lot of room to grow with like integrating the cinematic type stuff and whatever. Like maybe it's some side chaining or more like a dynamic sound choices or parts, or doing more like, I don't know, just automation to get things to be a little bit more dynamic and less just like layer. Um, but yeah, other than that, things sound pretty decent.
I'd agree. Score?
Uh, yeah, got a score.
3, 2, 1. Baba Booey.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, track total.
Yeah, I've got a track total.
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Shout
Pretty
out
impressive.
to you, Tarek. We get it all here. They say, I guess the best is what should I double down on my next tracks, or what should I retract? I mean, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, but I would say increase those background melodic storytelling elements a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think you should experiment with different ways to meld these genres together, and not just the most obvious way, which is like having both things running at the same time and then just kind of switching off between them. Like, what can you highlight that are the most important things or the most interesting things to you about each of those genres, and then like omit some of the other stuff. Like, you have to get rid of some of the like typical parts of the genre to make room for the best parts of that other genre, right? Because if you imagine that like each genre has this like spectrum of like the most interesting aspects and the most kind of just like typical aspects, things that just happen to be there. They're like the things that people like the most about that genre. And with metal, maybe it's those like chugging guitars. Like that's pretty like distinctive, right? Well, like get rid of the section, like the, metal bridges that people don't care as much about, or like some of the drum style stuff or whatever, like things that you don't feel are as important. And then find the most important elements of like the cinematic stuff and combine those. So now you've got the best of both worlds instead of like one world that's like best and least best, and then another world that's also best and least best, but the least best things are clashing. So you need to get rid of the clashing, so you can highlight the good stuff. So yeah, you said, yeah, it's like give and take. Yeah, just play around with the building blocks, take stuff out, put something else in, see how they can interact with each other more dynamically instead of kind of being stacked on top of each other.
Neat. Cool. Thanks for the submission. So we got another submission. Shout out Six Enzo, which I recognize. I feel like you've submitted before, perhaps. But if you're in the chat, say what's up. So right now we have your choice and then Six Enzo. If you want to tip Six Enzo, you can get listened to right now. If you're going to do that, let us know using the same link that we've been sharing. Otherwise, we'll go to your choice.
I just updated this too because we usually need about 15 minutes to give our detailed feedback, and because we didn't have submissions at the beginning of the stream, we probably only have time for one more this stream. True. So Six Enzo, which is actually Benzo. If you really need to be,
that's a cool name.
If you need feedback like today, like you have urgent release date or you just want it right now, then again, do what Twin Suns did and leave us a tip. You can find that in the form, $5 minimum, and then we'll skip you to the front, so you'd be reviewed last today, which means right now. Otherwise, we'll do your choice as our last one. But just a note, we are here for the most part every Friday. I believe we should be back next Friday as well.
Yep.
Probably not the Friday after that because that's like Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But yeah, he's getting at is we get through every song that's submitted. Like we have not missed one song. So
yes. Yeah.
And if you have an update, like say Benzo, we don't get to you this week, you can keep your spot and you can switch out the track. No biggie. Just let us know.
And if you do get pushed back, you'll get an email like the morning of the stream day, which would be next week.
We'll saying, make it really hard for you to miss it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So let us know, Benzo, if you want a tip. If not, we'll go to your choice because they submitted before you. And yeah, if not, it's cool too. Sorry to do that to you, but we do have a hard stop. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're planning on tipping, just tell us in the chat. Oh, you said you did?
Damn.
Let's see if it comes through because I don't yet see it.
Mm-hmm. You didn't get scammed, did you? because we don't see it on our side.
Let's see if it comes through. I'll also check on the back end.
We do not accept Dogecoin. So if that's what they asked for it,
Could start.
maybe, yeah. How did you tip us? What'd you do? Did you go through Twitch or something?
Did you use your mind and say, I
Gaslighting us?
imagined I've tipped?
Yeah.
Let's
Did
see.
you tip in a different way? Did you tip your hat? Just a tip. This
Ju-
fucker.
Are
Alright.
you? Let's see. Did it show up
What is
here?
this emoji? Oh my dog. Oh, it's gonna be one of those vibes
I think maybe we got one, but I'm trying
on
to
the
get to it.
website. Interesting. He says it's on the website. The FastTrack website.
Does it
This one?
show up on? Yeah, I don't see it for me.
Yeah, we don't see it. Check the. Does it go through PayPal or Stripe? Or...
Wait, that's super weird. I see your like tip thing in like the back end, like the Stripe portal, but it says $0,
Whoa.
which might just mean you went to the link and then didn't actually like finish the process or something.
I mean, we'd hate to take money from you, but
Because there are other ones where like it'll show if you like went to the payment page and then didn't like finish it,
charge my
your
card.
card. It on the portal it says $0, so I don't know why that's the case.
Do you have like a terrible credit score? And I'm just kidding. Did the card decline? I don't know. I'd hate to like scam the person if they actually did it, but yeah, we do have a system in place, and people, even this stream, have tipped successfully. So I don't know what to do really.
I mean, I obviously can't like show it on screen because I don't have screen sharing ability here, but I also wouldn't want to dox other people. But like the Stripe dashboard, which if you don't know what Stripe is, it's like one of the biggest payment platforms, says $0. So
yeah, Benzo, if you want to go through it again, we could. Yeah, I mean, you're looking like you really want to tip, so yeah, you could try it again, and if we get a thing for 2 tips, we can send back the money.
Like, yeah, we have the option to.
We have $0 right now
to refund.
Yeah, it says $0 in our system though. So.
Yeah,
I could send to SS. What's that?
We can't do whatever SS is.
What is that?
But yeah, if you submit a tip, if you try to it looks like it just came through actually.
Okay. Stop tipping.
So
did it?
Yeah, you should be good now.
All right. Sorry about that. And yeah, it didn't go through our system though. Interesting enough. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not there. It just something took a while on like Stripe's backend, it looks like.
Okay.
But it's there now, so I'll mark you as tipped. All right.
That's not the scammer. Oh yeah, FastTrack almost the scammer. Sorry. All right, cool. Thank you, bro. Thanks for the patience. And everything that we said applies to you. Your choice. Sorry about that. We'll get to you next week. You have the first spot. But this guy, gave us a tip, so we appreciate that, and we want to get his song reviewed as soon as possible. So you ready?
Yeah. Let me push this to live here.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce as well.
All right. So we've got The One by Benzo.
Yeah, my bad, bro. God, and, I feel like a fucking ass boomer, bro. Damn, bro.
And role is vocalist. Genre is hyperpop. And no other details have been.
Look at that brick, bro. Look at that bricked up waveform. That's crazy. There's a brick and then like a spacer there. All right. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
What do you know about me? Do you see my face in your dreams? Do you hear my name in the streets? What you know about me? What you know about me? What you know about me? It's just me, myself and I. Many nights that I wanted to cry, but I keep my head up. I just wanna make my mama proud. I just wanna make my mama proud. I just want you to know that I'm the one.
go.
Floor?
I don't know. I heard
Wanna
4,
be the
6,
one.
1. Is this like some
The
sort
1,
of
6 Enzo, 4L. Oh, yeah, for sure.
puzzle we're supposed to figure out?
Yeah, their
It's like a
username is also
ransom
got a
note?
4. 4. 4 is sometimes an A. Benzo A, I don't know. But, that was the 1. Shout out Benzo. What you got vibes first impression?
Um, I have to say it's pretty refreshing after a day of no hyperpop to get some hyperpop. That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's refreshing to have this be the first track with really clear upfront vocals.
Ah,
Like that's
for
nice.
today?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I would
Uh,
argue it's too upfront. I feel
maybe
like it's on top of the beat.
it might be,
Yeah.
but at least it's like bold. You know, like it feels
Mhm,
like you're trying to like make a statement. You're trying to like create an aesthetic, sort of, and that's respectable. But
mhm.
yeah,
Indeed, yes. I'm getting a little Blink-182 from this, oddly enough. Just like the way you're singing it. I wonder if you're a fan of them. Yeah, like, what is it? Hooky melodies. I like the beat switches a lot. I like some of the stuff that you're trying to do with the stutter, but I feel like because of how forward the vocal is, it sounds a little bit more distracting rather than integrated into the rest of the song. So I'd like to really kind of point you, in the biggest direction of feedback that I have, critique that I would have. It's to try to get those vocals sounding like more integrated into the rest of the song. Because what's happening with the beat and stuff is really cool too. It's very dynamic, and there's like some glitchy stuff happening too. But yeah, they just sound kind of separate from each other right now. So that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, that's all I have for vibes for so far. You have a score?
yeah, I think I do.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Content.
Yeah, I mean it's short and sweet. It's pretty simple. Again, I like that you're making broad strokes with like your brush, kind of like painting this aesthetic. It's like simple, clear cut,
Hmm.
kind of bold. There's not like a whole lot to talk about with it. I don't know. It's like kind of a
Hmm.
simple sound, simple track.
Right.
Um,
I think that's kind of like where I'm at as well. Like, how come I can't? Oh, it's the X. Sorry. Yeah. In terms of content, like I have a, I'm. You said you want to make your mama proud. You want to let them know that you're the one that does what. That's what I'm curious. Like, what makes you special? Like, one, in the lyrics that you're directly the story that you're trying to tell, but two, like what makes you special as an artist. Like that's what I'm curious. Like you do a lot of work to kind of create the, like what Josh said, this aesthetic and stuff. It's something that I've heard before. Um, you know, s- even something as huge as like Blink-182, I feel like it's like not something super unique of what I'm saying. So I would just say like you have, I think the building blocks and foundation of a decent artist, but um, I find myself wondering what exactly you mean by the story that you're saying. What are you trying to convey with your aesthetic, and like who are you as an artist? Like that's what I'm kind of a yearning for, and I'm not really getting it from this track. So, uh, I think you have a decent vocal sound as well, and your production is very clean. Again, I said try to integrate your vocals a little bit better into the beat. Um, but yeah, I would say like the next kind of thing as an artist is like what makes you stand out from the rest of the people, and I think a lot of that can be done in not only how you perform it, but how it's written. So that's the thing, right? If you have a very crystal clear vocal delivery, we can hear everything that you're saying. So yeah, I like that. I can hear that, but it leaves me wanting more. So yeah, that's what I have to say about content.
yeah. Got a score?
Yeah, just a second. Uh, yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Production.
But maybe we should also ask Benzo, is there anything like specific that you want feedback on with this?
Yeah.
Because it's
Like,
I don't know.
what stage is it? Have you released it?
Yeah. It just feels a little difficult right now when it's like, a minute and a half, pretty simple track to like really give a ton of actionable feedback. Like, what are you aiming for? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to add more sections to this? Or like, yeah, just what are you trying to do? Is this supposed to be like an intro track, or is this like an album track, or is like a hit single,
Mhm.
right? What's the deal here?
Yo,
Um, right. Or
I
are
mean,
you trying to
my
get listens on a stream?
yeah. I mean, our stream is the
Hopefully
best
not.
way to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, it's part of it too. So you can get the feedback from other people, not just us. But
Mhm.
yeah. I already said it. I kind of beat a dead horse. The production. I think it's just the vocals sound like they're on top of the beat. That's all. Like them to be a little bit more integrated. Um, yeah. What about you?
Let me just listen back for a second. See. Does not cooperate. I think it's delayed.
Uh
It's
oh.
playing right now for you guys, and it
Oop.
stopped. So yeah, sorry. Our streaming software is a little funky, but we might be getting a sort of upgrade soon.
But
So
even in that little section you played, like there was like a hard cutoff of the vocals, and I don't know if it. I don't think it matched up with the hard cutoff of the beat or something. So it just kind of sounded weird and a little awkward. I think there could be a little bit better finesse there. Um, and like I don't know, like in a vocal change, you typically have like delays and reverbs to kind of like give the vocal a room that it's in, that it sits in with the rest of the song.
yeah,
But right now it sounds so dry and
pretty
like
dry.
very different from what the beat is kind of laying down. So if I had to guess, you probably got this beat from somebody else, and then put your vocals on top, which is fine. That's the thing that happens. You can get it with stems and mix it in better, but there are ways to save it, or not save it, but integrate things. And one of those things is to try to like match the kind of room sound that the beat kind of throws down. Right now, it just sounds very. You have like effects on it, obviously, but like it sounds like it's in a completely different setting. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything else to say for production?
Not really. I think overall, like loudness is fine. I can't tell if the weird choppiness with the vocal is like super intentional or not. Whether it is intentional or not, I don't know if it's super well executed, like Chris said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like bad by any means. It's not like you've got a super quiet mix. It's not like it's offending in terms of like frequency range stuff. It's just like,
Nope.
does it feel like it's super well integrated or like really painting a cohesive picture, like production wise? Not really. Kind of feels like it's an early stage project, which it may be. But like perhaps a beat that was purchased and then your vocal put on top of it, and then some decisions made that weren't fully thought through. Like, does it make sense to chop this vocal here? Like, should there be some ambient effects on the vocal to make it sound more like organic or like integrated with the rest of the song? Just stuff like that. So again, wondering if you're still in the chat there, because we asked a few minutes ago, like, what you want feedback on? What's the point here? Hopefully it's not just to get exposure.
Mhm.
Hopefully it's also about like wanting to improve and figure out what you can do.
Mhm.
So let us know if there's anything else that you think you need help with or want to learn more about. Just tell us in the chat and we'll try to help with that.
Yep. You have a score?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1.
I knew you were gonna go low.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things that's holding it back. The artistry, I feel like, is there. It needs to kind of pop a little bit more for me too, in a
Mhm.
hyper way. Some would say.
Sure.
That's another thing about hyperpop too, right? Like, there's a sea of mediocrity that comes from hyperpop now that everybody's doing it. So, like, if you think about the people that really stick out, it's like the people that are just doing wacky, crazy shit. Like 100 Gex hit the scene, like nobody was doing that, and they were going ridiculously crazy, screaming on their beats and stuff. But now there seems to be just like a wave of like not even screaming, just like "Na, na, na, na," like singing in kind of like a comfortable range. Kind of, I mentioned Blink 182, and that's like a very recognizable, kind of vanilla
Yeah,
sound.
I push back on that as well as the Mac DeMarco thing, where I feel like if you
That's fine. We
if
can
it's
agree.
your like primary genre, where it's
Yeah.
like the thing that you've listened to since you grew up, like mainly, then it's less like similar than if it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm aware of that band,
I
and
mean,
it's like there's an
I'm saying
element
this.
that's similar.
I'm saying this as like a hardcore Blink 182 fan.
Or
Like,
then maybe it's like the vocal tone, like a little tiny aspect or component to the vocal tone, but like there's no guitar. Like, I mean, the
of
like
course, I'm saying purely vocal. Like, obviously
okay,
they don't make this stuff, and like I say that to say it just like even now, like if someone sounded kind of like what Blink-182 does, not Tom DeLonge is like, is more of like a little bit Adam style.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, Adam kind of brings his own swagger to it. I just feel like if I talk to this artist, I don't know if they're still here, Benzo, that Blink-182 is probably one of your inspirations. If I just had to guess, or one of your inspiring artists is heavily inspired by Blink-182. Like there's just
Could
a
be.
sound to them.
Or it could
Um,
be like a
that's
region
like
of
a decent.
California that has like a certain vocal
Sure.
thing to it, and it doesn't have anything to do with Blink 182.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that they're pretty influential. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course. I
yeah,
just wouldn't think that, like, I don't want the advice to be, "You sound too much like Blink 182, go fix that." I think there
that's
might be
not what
like,
it is. I'm
no, no, I
saying like,
know. I just don't want
it
it to be
just doesn't.
construed that way.
Yeah, it doesn't sound unique. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
sure, sure. I would agree. I would say that there are other like bands that are more, or not bands, but like groups that are more in this genre that sound like more similar than this does to Blink 182. And what
Sure,
we can be careful of is not sounding too much like them. It's like interesting if maybe you have a little bit of mild similarity to Tom's vocal tone,
not Tom. Definitely not Tom. Adam.
to Adam's vocal tone.
Yeah.
But again, it's like be careful that you're not just being the standard of your genre.
Mm,
It's kind of okay sometimes if you're like your fans may not be like Blink 182 fans
mm,
because they are interested in a different subgenre.
mm.
And so if you bring some influences from other places, that can actually feel really novel to them.
Sure.
But you don't want to sound the same as everyone else in your genre, or if there's nothing new to offer, because then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, and then if that's compounded on like kind of mediocre lyrics or songwriting as well, it's like, yeah, like what am I like? Why would I want to listen to it again? That's all. And
Yeah,
I don't want to be super critical, but like I do listen to a lot of hyperpop, and it's like I do. I'm tired of like the wave of mediocrity. That's all. And I want you as an artist to like to to step it up because I feel like you do pretty well. So you have a pretty good voice and everything. So
well, it's like
um,
think about how much effort like like bands, like let's say Twin Sons, like how much they have to put into like recording all the parts and writing every single thing and rehearsing it, and locking it in and recording.
mhm,
And still, like with that genre, there's so much more work to do than after that stage with
mhm,
production.
yeah,
And it's interesting how with a lot of these newer genres that are more in the box, right, like hyper pop and stuff that you can just kind of pull samples for,
mhm.
like the process is so different, but it
But
makes you think like, what if this guy put in the same exact amount of time as it takes to record and write and perform a whole like song with an entire band? How good this could be,
yeah,
right? Like it's just
I
so
mean,
sad that because it's such a low hanging fruit in some cases of like, yes, I'm not saying there's no skill involved, but if
no,
you were to
yeah,
directly compare apples to apples, like the amount of time and the amount of thinking process on individual elements that goes into these different scenarios, I just wish that if you put more into it, you could be great. But it
yeah,
feels right now like you just kind of cherry picked a sample off the shelf, put yourself on it, and you're like, I'm the best. Listen to
yeah.
me.
This feels like a rage type beat kind of song versus like the pioneers of like the hyperpop people. They are like doing just ridiculous things that like really pushing pop music to the limit. Like that's the whole point of it. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there just seems to be a tale of kind of like people that are making type beats and rapping over it. And I know I've done that before too. I get it. I understand it. But there's way to do it, and there's ways to improve. So you have a score?
Yes, sir.
Three, two, one.
Cool.
Yeah, all said and done, not terrible, but yeah, I just want to push you as an artist. That's all.
Mhm.
I hear talent. I want to extract talent, but
Yes.
yeah, 6:33, y'all, or actually Central 7:33. But that marks the end. That's the last of the tracks. Thank you for all the submissions. We appreciate it. We have somebody in the queue, right? Dirty Juice. We got your choice. You'll be first next week if you want to upload a second version of it or a different track. You'll have the first spot next week, 5:30 p.m. Central every Friday. We are here. Josh, you want to talk about Fast Track before we leave?
Yep. So the stream is not our only thing. It's just a front. We're building a whole collaboration platform behind the
Psych.
scenes. So yeah, you can create projects and share those with collaborators, and then you and your collaborators can upload tracks as well as versions of those tracks. Everyone can leave timestamped comments
And
along
thank you for
your
the tip,
audio.
Enzo. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it. But everyone can leave tips or comments,
Mhm.
tips too. But everyone can leave comments on your tracks and your versions and your projects with timestamps. You can jump right to the spot that they're talking about. You can create tasks so people get reminded when something's due. You can organize all of your work that you have to get done for your release. We've got team building, so you can build your own teams, see who's got what roles and what roles you need to fill in. You can see an activity feed of everything happening across all of your projects. We've got messaging, and soon we'll be rolling out some tools to help you like almost manage your own personal record label. So all of the jobs that you need, some of those can be sort of supplemented with AI tools, especially the release process stuff that, like, frankly, most of us don't like doing. Luckily, AI is really good at those kind of like administrative tasks. So that's part of what we're working on. And then also a mobile app to get push notifications, make everything smoother. And yeah, we're like very open to your thoughts, your feedback. We'd love to talk to all of you directly and also get you into the product to see how you like it and what you want us to build next. So if you want that, just hit us up, message us on either of our Instagrams or the FastTrack_music one. You can also join our Discord and chat us up there and leave feedback on each other's songs there too.
Cool.
So yeah, you got anything else, Chris?
Nah, we good. Thanks for the tracks, yo. Appreciate it.
Sweet. All right, thanks everyone. We'll be back next week. See you then.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Bye, bye. Let's see if light stream's fast.
Nope. Light stream, slow stream.
Oops, awkward. Ha 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 ha.
Slow stream here with Slow Track.